What's up? It's your boy Donovan, and this is my third time shooting this video because Mercury retrograde is coming for my neck. Hi, I'm Don, and I'm a fine arts major in undergrad. If you've been following along with my art vlog series, you've seen that it's been a very emotional 16 weeks or so, and just in honor of the semester coming to an end, I want to take a look at all of my three-dimensional and sculptural projects. We're going to rate them on a scale from 1 to 10 in order from best to worst. In the next video, I am going to rate all of my drawings in the same way, so be sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss that one. Okay. Let's jump in. I want to show you my favorite sculpture out of the entire semester. You know I have to give it up for the clay bust. You already knew who I was going to say. I love her. She's a beaut. Like, speechless. Every time I look at her, she leaves me speechless. My instructor just gave us the assignment to make a clay bust of a human being. If you watched Art Vlog 10, Art Vlog 11, you've heard me say this a couple of times already, probably. But yeah, I wanted a clay bust for years, so when I got the opportunity to make one, I pounced on it. I keep her displayed on my dresser in my bedroom. I speak to her and give her affirmations. I would love to have her properly displayed on a shelf. I'm sorry, y'all. Ooh, my back. I've been having a Charlie horse in my back for the past 2 hours. Ooh, it's from carrying this wagon. Given my skill level, I have to give her a 10 out of 10, period, per. Like, come on. It's twin them. Like, stop playing with us. Okay, my second favorite project of the semester has got to be the toad. This is a bouncing baby boy right here. Look at him. He's so precious and handsome. Oh, he's gorgeous. Tell me he's not. He's my second favorite because he was just a ton of fun to make. He was primarily made for my 3D design class, but I ended up using him as my final project for both my 3D design and my sculpture class. The assignment was to use paper, packaging, recyclable materials to craft a figure of a machine, an animal, or a person. Most of my classmates did animals. I don't know where the idea of the toad came from. Once it popped into my head, I couldn't get it out, so I just had to roll with it and see if I could make it happen. And it turned out amazing. My instructors were going gaga over him. Everyone loved him, and I do too. He's such a beautiful little man. I'm thinking about adding color to him over time, so that could be something exciting. I later on made the connection that he looks very similar to Binya Binya from Gullah Gullah Island. Binya Binya. So we could call him Binya Jr., we could call him BJ, we could call him Lil Benny, we could call him Benny. I definitely give Benny a 9 out of 10. Because it was so rushed, there are some parts where his armature is showing underneath in the back, but you would have to be looking very closely to notice. I just know because I'm the one who made him. Number 3 on my list of sculptures is going to be the paper shoe. I created this paper shoe in Art Vlog 12 for my 3D design class, and it's so cute. It almost looks real. It looks wearable. If you were to just see like a small picture of it, or you were to see it from a distance, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was not a real shoe. I love the colors. In Art Vlog 12, I call it Mondrian and pop art inspired. I love that I was able to make that connection to historical artists. It's one of my neater projects, especially for my 3D design class. I did experiment a little, but I kept it within reason. This was one of the projects I felt like I gave exactly the right amount of effort. I have a tendency to either do too much or not enough because I get obsessed or I get lazy. There's no in between. But this was one where I found the happy medium. I give this project 8 out of 10. I would make some slight adjustments to the style if I were to do this again, but I think it looks good. Platforms are very me. I am a vertically challenged girl. I've been told several times by people who have only seen me in photos that when they see me in person, they expect me to be at least 5'6", 5'7". I'm not that. I like to wear platforms to sometimes aid in the fooling of these individuals. I love to be a trickster. I love to be a liar, a scammer even. That's why platforms are so important to me. Moving on to my 4th favorite project of the semester, that is gonna have to be the Do Not Touch project shown in Art Vlog number 4. This was my conceptual piece for Black History Month. It had a purpose and a meaning, a story behind it when I explained it to my classmates. And once I did, the message was loud and clear. Because of that, I would have to call that a successful piece. One could probably guess that this piece is somehow related to black hair, specifically black women's hair, maybe young black girls' hair, and all of those things are correct. This is a cube. The cube is made of cardstock and Scotch tape. So points are going to be deducted for construction. The assignment was to design a cube that was at least 8 by 8 by 8, and it had to represent us in some way. It had to be a personal project, especially when I was wearing my afro. When I brought this into school, it looked like I had brought a little mini me. I love that even now we're matching with the beads. Now this piece ended up being titled Do Not Touch when I submitted it into the art show this past semester. I titled it that because when I brought it into class, I immediately had to write a sign telling people not to grab on this because it felt anxiety inducing and inappropriate for people, especially non-Black people, to grab and touch this black hair. Even though this is not a person, it is still an extension of me as a Black woman, and it is supposed to represent part of my experience. So that became a part of the piece, was having to explain why no one was allowed to touch it. Moving on now to number 5 on my list is going to be the 9 Cubes project. This is the paper playground from art vlog number 3. The assignment for the 9 Cubes project was to develop a composition of 9 cube-like figures that are altered and changed in some way. So long as the base is that square, you can do whatever you want to the rest of the shape. All of your shapes had to have a cohesive theme, and my theme was a playground. I added a tree house and some swings hanging from the tree house. So yeah, I was really stretching the limits. Also, the assignment was supposed to be in all white. I asked my instructor right off the bat, can you make an exception for me? Luckily for me, she was like really cool about it. Because this was literally like the first assignment for that class, it's not doing a lot. Although I like it, it makes sense that it would be in the middle or towards the bottom of my list. A 7 out of 10. Dun dun dun. We're now at the bottom 3. Top of the bottom 3 is going to be the paper mache mask. I finished this paper mache mask in art vlog 7. I like it, but it just left me wanting more. I never figured out what that final something was that it needed to push it over the edge to make it what I would consider a work of art. I feel like at the stage that I stopped working on it, I did the assignment and I made it cool, and it is personal to me and it makes sense to me. But as far as presenting it outwardly, it leaves a lot to be desired. The face is pretty. I'd like to hang it up, but only because I made it. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Bottom 2. Next on my list is going to be the Topographic Sculpture, also known as the Layers Project. For how much money it cost me and how much time and stress and energy I gave it, the outcome is just not impressing me. If I would have had more time, I would have been able to order exactly what I wanted for this project. Instead, I settled because I hated it and I didn't want to show it at the critique without doing something else to it. At the stage where it was just wood, it was fine, I guess. Listen, I felt like that bottom shape was not good enough. I didn't want to have to spend more money on more wood. Money and time, that's what it always comes down to. I hate being rushed and I hate being pressed. Who is gonna fund my art? Stand up. Will I still hang it up? Probably. Only because I made it, not because I love it. Let's face the reality. Let's not lie to ourselves. I'm just gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because on this list I've clearly done better. Last and certainly least, the wire sculpture. This was the very first project for sculpture class. I had no plan going into it. I didn't understand it. I had no direction. I just was like, what? And I just was doing stuff because I didn't want to look like a lazy person in class, but I did not care for this project. I never really finished it. I only have it right now so I can show it to you. And once that's done, I'm getting rid of it. 2 out of 10. But you know, it's okay. Because as we've seen, like I said, I clearly have done better, can do better, will do better. That has been all of my sculptures of the entire spring semester of 2022. If you like this, go ahead and hit that like button. This has been Boy Donovan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.